I'm gonna be very fair with you, man. Right before we started the stream, we watched the mid-season trailer. The other half of the season looks fucking phenomenal. Like,
Sure.
like we got 2 battles. It looks like maybe a third, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if they split Tumbleton into 2 battles, but obviously we got Butcher's Ball and we got at least one Tumbleton coming, which means I mean, you think they'll end the season with Dragon Pit that fast?
I doubt it.
You think you're going to push Dragon Pit, and God's Eye to season 4?
Absolutely, it has to be. It absolutely has to be.
Then you're talking really compressing the the end of the story, because when you think about it, you don't know this, but like the death of Rhaenyra, there's 6 months between the death of Rhaenyra and the death of Aegon in the war.
Right, he survives a little longer. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a lot longer, like 6 months. Like the war is only a year, So, he survives way longer, and like Rhaenyra, like the God's Eye to Rhaenyra's death is months, because Rhaenyra has a flight, and then makes it to Dragonstone. So there's a bit of time as well between one and the other. Now I know they're gonna try to compress that together, because it's just like, what kind of show would there be without Rhaenyra? Like, the show's over at that point. She's the main character, so you just you're gonna wrap everything up quick. But
I keep forgetting that Hour of the Wolf happens like almost immediately right after Aegon dies.
Yeah,
but it takes Cregan so fucking long to actually do anything. He literally just shows up when everything is said and done. So
right,
whatever. I can see Cregan showing up maybe like second to last episode of season 4, and then I don't know, like
rolls in there with Jane Eyre and
right. I'm wondering if they're gonna somehow set up future storylines for Blackfire something, because we see the Black Dragon banner at the end of the credits.
No,
not the credits.
They're not doing it. They're not doing that. It's way too.
They have to be setting something up. I don't know.
No, it's just a coincidence. They just inverted the colors. That's it. They did not. It's not Blackfire. Really? Yeah, no, they just inverted they're not. No.
I find it hard to believe that we're not getting Blackfire spinoff or anything related to that.
Dude, the Herald in season 1 has the inverted Blackfire colors.
And it's also on the on episode 1, the announcer for the tourney, he has.
That's what I said. Yeah, the
colors
Herald
as well.
Yeah.
It can't be a coincidence. It has to be on purpose. No way they're that dumb.
No, they are. Like it's that's what it is. It's fine. They're thinking about it in the same way as the away jerseys for a basketball team. You've just. How am I doing, Carmine? Am I not moving?
Oh, you're fine now.
Okay. So Ormond's he's a crazy kook. They didn't give any time to Daron. And I love how like John Roxton is just like he's the most ever present non-character that you can have in a show.
I hate his stupid haircut. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
The fucking bowl cut.
I mean, hey, he sticks out. He sticks out. And that's about it. No Baela. Very little Corlys. Trying to think. Oh yeah, Helena's pregnant. Forgot to talk about that.
So in my tease on social media that I put out, I fully expect people to be saying Ryan Condal hates George or disrespects George, because this is something George was complaining about, right? Mm-hmm. For toxic butterflies. And we all expected to like not ever see Maelor, but I guess Maelor is coming. My prediction here, it puts Rhaenyra in a weird situation. She tried to give Daron and Alicent and the Greens some grace by sending Daron off to the wall. Turns out that's not Daron. Daemon's whole shtick is kill Daron. So maybe Rhaenyra's predicament this season is going to be, once baby Maelor is born, have him sent away and have him killed. She can't suffer another person challenging her rule. So
we'll
maybe
see. I
that's
mean,
how
or
they
again,
do
you know,
it.
he's just gonna get torn apart as somebody's trying to during something or other. I mean, it's easier to have like a bundled baby that you can't see torn apart versus like a child, you know, like an infant. But timeline wise, she's got to birth that thing. Not much time
Which
here.
we saw in the trailer would happen. You know what I think is probably going to go down? They're probably going to, maybe Rhaenyra makes the move to try to have the baby killed and they do a baby swap, or possibly Alicent has the baby snuck out, and while it's on its way out, maybe it dies. I don't know. Big thing. Who knows? One thing I do know is, do the small folk love Helaena? Because isn't that one of the reasons why they riot when she eventually dies?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of many, but yeah, I mean, there's
Do the small folk care about Helena? Is there, like, we never really see her do much to where the small folk would be like, "Yay,
I mean, you
Helena!"
think of the shepherd, they've already established that. They're really pushing it, you know, with I mean that entire conversation between Orwell and Rhaenyra about what to do about the High Septon kind of situation, you know. So they're really pushing that she's going to screw up with the faith. Yeah, I mean, mainly it's just lack of food. I think.
Yes, I am correct. Says right here, that same night, King's Landing rose in a riot with men and women of the common folk shouting for justice for the beloved Helena and her dead sons.
Good times. Good times. And the shepherd comes out. So, I mean, that's going to be the big CGI thing, right? Is the dragon pit, but um, we'll see. I mean, that's enough to end the season on. Is the dragon pit and Rhaenyra escaping fleeing death of Joffrey and stuff like that. Man, it would have been fitting to actually have each season end with Luke, Jace, Joffrey. They haven't given Joffrey very much screen time at all because he's
I thought we would see him this episode, but he needs to start showing up. Like, we need to be reminded that she has other sons, right?
yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, that parallel structure has been destroyed. You know, like Luke, Jace, Joffrey, like each season having one of her sons die, and you know would have been the way to go, but they had to have Jace die early and then restart the season. We all know that that episode 3 feels like the beginning of the season. Completely different feel this season. So, oh well. Daron. So what was kind of interesting about the Daron thing, the little test for Daron at the end, is I was almost like, you know, he comes in and he's like, "Oh, you're supposed to kill this guy," and I'm almost was like, "Well, is the test that you're supposed to like reject that and be like, no, justice and mercy? Ah, you've shown yourself to be a true king." But no, it really was like, you're supposed to kill this dude, you know. So there was no real test. I mean, the test was to be an evil fucker, who listens to his adoptive father, to kill Hugh the Hammer's brother-in-law. Is that it? Yeah, that's all I can, because I don't know Hugh the Hammer's wife's name, and I don't know
Don't I?
her brother's name certainly. So I'm just gonna call him Hugh the Hammer's brother-in-law. But yeah, but I mean, it was fine. It was fine, but it is just so much lower stakes than like everything that's been going on. You know, these massive dragon battles and such. You know, when you start thinking about like the spectacle that uh, you know Jace death, like the gullet was and stuff like that, and can compare it to this. You know,
I'm not gonna lie, brother. I kind of got a little excited when Kristen Cole said, "We have no fear of dragons. We should fight man to man." I kind of got a little excited for that because I think the dragon fights are kind of boring after 2 minutes. I love the like actual armies coming together and clashing. That stuff is more exciting for me. I love that. So when Kristen Cole said he was gonna like start some guerrilla warfare, I was like, oh, finally, we get to see some actual man-to-man fighting instead of dragons burning everybody and being overpowered. That stuff gets a little tiring after a while. And I know
yeah.
you agree with me on that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. You know, you want, which is why like I praised the canyon scene of the gullet so much because I was like, oh, this is something different. You know, like that. I liked that so much just because it was different. We hadn't ever seen anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, could have just been shaky cam, fire, CGI dragon, boom. But it's like this was two ships going through shallow water. Um,
You're going to get on my case for this, but I do think it's a nice subtle nod to Night of the Seven Kingdoms, where people are just in that show are sick of the Targaryens and their bullshit. I love how people being sick of the Targaryens has almost kind of always been there, kinda, with Ormond saying the Targaryens are a savage race. He has such vitriol for these people. And I hope they go into more detail about the people really fucking hating the Targaryens, like more noble lords just really not liking them and just keeping it quiet the entire time.
I mean, I probably think that they weren't thinking of Night of the Seven Kingdoms, but I do like
Probably
it.
not, but
You know what's interesting is I almost feel like this show is going into the religion of the Faith of the Seven more than even the source material or Game of Thrones
oh,
did, which I like. I mean, I think it's realistic that that it's not that there hasn't been random messages here and there. Obviously, the shepherd exists, but like you don't know if the shepherd is a fluke. But here it's like no, it's really in the doctrine of the Faith of the Seven, like that these are demons and that what is the Faith of the Seven about? Um, you get the high towers in practice of like, no, this is really what the Faith of the Seven is about in practice. And because as I say, like, it's surprising how little we actually learn about the Faith of the Seven in A Song of Ice and Fire, considering it's their fucking major religion that's supposed to be the equivalent of Catholicism. And it's like, and if you were to do a show on the Middle Ages that didn't mention, Christianity and the importance of Christianity and like what it meant to the average person and how it directed armies and their wars, like it would be laughable. Like of course, like Catholicism, Christianity is like a massive part of like the Middle Ages. And it's just this very minor thing. I mean, yeah, I understand that the High Sparrow comes about, but like the High Sparrow is an extremist movement. It's not even the Faith of the Seven itself. Like it's not the regular religion. We get our hints from Catelyn, and a few prayers here and there, but considering like how dedicated people were to Catholicism and Christianity and how it was so central to everything they did, it's a relatively minor part of the story. And so I think it's interesting seeing House Hightower being all in on that shit.